Babur in London is an opera by Edward Rushton and Jeet Thayil, which tells an imaginary story about the ghost of Babur, Babur, the first Mughal Emperor, appearing in London today in 2012. It's a story which is emotional. Opera does emotional stories brilliantly. It's a story full of love, full of death, full of the choices which we make in our lives. It contains all the elements of a big romantic opera, but it's made today and set today.
I'd been thinking about Babur for many years. I wrote a poem in 2006 called Letter from a Mughal Emperor, 2006, which was, although he was never named, it was Babur writing to the present day and talking about himself and about the world in the present. And it was written in a very contemporary kind of voice, and I had a lot of fun doing it. And I had it in mind always, and had always thought about Babur as a figure, very kind of under-noticed figure who lent himself enormously to some kind of dramatic work. When the idea of this opera came up, I thought this was the opportunity and the time to put that idea and to see if something could be made out of that idea. And so I wrote a bit, I wrote a couple of scenes, and it did seem to work. And more important than that, it, I think, excited Edward. So, you know, that's the whole thing about opera. You may have a great idea, but if your libretto doesn't inspire the composer, doesn't turn him on, nothing's going to happen.
The biggest challenge was to try and find some kind of music for terrorists. I mean, my first instinct was, you know, not to want to actually give music to these characters who are planning such an act of destruction. But it helped to go deeper into the libretto and to go deeper into exploring their characters, to find the human sides to them all, and to look at the dynamics between the people. And so more and more humanity came through, and so that challenge was sort of, I could put it to one side quite quickly. Also because I know there are other works of art that deal with this kind of subject matter, and so I studied some other, some sort of related pieces and realized that it's possible to do that. And I guess the other challenge was just to find the sort of, to deal with these huge subjects with a light touch, with a chamber music feel, to give it a very sort of transparent and free-flowing kind of music.
Babur contains wonderful new music and some beautiful contemporary poetry from Jeet Thayil, who's based in Mumbai. Together they've made a piece which comes to life very immediately and viscerally on stage. It's performed by 5 fantastic British singers and the Ensemble for Neue Musik Zurich. I think an audience will experience an emotional journey, a roller coaster journey, through a story which contains lots of difficult choices. And in a way, I think what's brilliant about what Edward and Jeet have done is that it has wit and it has lightness, and there is the clear sense of a writer's voice looking at what is a very complex subject.